As a follow-up to my question about branching out, have other members of the job stacking community found success in trying out a different field? I'm trying to feel out whether it's better to stay in my current lane or if it's worth the commitment to get better at being a data analyst to open myself up to a new field. So you were thinking about this wrong, because the thing about job stacking is that it allows you to try out these different routes without commitment, right? So you can just, and remember also what I said, that what gets you a job is the job interview process itself, right? So you're going to learn how to be a better data analyst as you're interviewing, because you're going to get asked, you first got to study, right? Like I always say, like, study the interview questions, and then you're going to go to an interview and you're either going to ace it because it was like exactly what you studied before it, or you're going to get, you're not going to do well. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions that you're not going to know how to answer. And then you're just going to use that as a growth opportunity. You're just going to use those questions that you didn't know how to answer. That's what's going to be your point of reference for studying further. That's how you become a better whatever position that you're trying to target if you don't have experience with it. You don't want to wait until you have experience, because you're never going to have, let's say, experience on your own. Like, you gain, all real experience is gained on the job, right? Everybody learns how to do their job while they work it, until you got your job, right? Like I say this, I studied, I got my degree in systems engineering. I took coding classes in school. Like, I had to take a bunch of coding lessons, software development lessons in school to graduate. I got out of school. I wasn't a software developer. Like, I didn't know anything about anything. I mean, obviously, like, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't a qualified, I wasn't ready to be like, oh, like, I'm just like a software engineer and I know my job. It's like, no, it's like after years of working it, that's when I learned, right? Like, that's when you learn the tricks, you learn the patterns, you learn what works, what's real, what's not real, what you wasted your time in school, what wasn't a waste of time, that sort of stuff. So people always, when they want to change, try out different or branch out, like, as you say, into a different role, they always have this thing of like, oh, I got to study first, and then I'll have the skills, and then I'll get the jobs. It's the opposite. Like, you got to get a job as fast as you can so you can learn it, so you can grow. And the fastest way to get a job is to practice interviewing, right? So just Google, job interview. Interview questions for the role that you want. Start studying them. Have a killer resume that is totally not true, that it's bullshit, that it's embellished, but that it gets you interviewed. The point is that you get interviews. Once you start getting interviews, you start getting experience, more hands-on, more real-life experience than if you did it just on your own, right? And then once an employer bites and they believe you that you have the skills as a data analyst or whatever other position to do the job, you'll get hired, and that's when you learn it. That's when you'll gain the skills, right? So if you just want to try it out, like if you just want to branch out, take advantage of the program, take advantage of the fact that you have us to help you craft a resume, right? Like, we have a team dedicated to crafting resumes, right? Like we check out job, like what makes sense in a resume, right? And we have our own tricks, right? Like, that we do to optimize it. So take advantage of it. We can craft you a new resume if you want for that position. And then you can start the job search process, trying to land some interviews and take it from there, right? Like, we also help you with the interview.